Absolute beast. But it really was remarkable that he had called, I mean, that in that moment where Sean and I were about to go into, you know, another firing squad over at Marvel, and, you know, I remember we were pitching, halfway through the pitch, we just pivoted. Listen, fucking, Hugh called us today, and you know, and I was nervous because the first pitch I'd made years and years ago was with the Deadpool and Wolverine movie. So I thought I couldn't quite understand why this wasn't clicking, and it was almost as though Kevin had no recollection of that first pitch, and was just like, wait, what? And I was like, yes, he just called and he wanted. And he said, well, can we do that? And then we sort of winged it. A pitch, which is always the best pitches for movies, when you sort of act like you've been thinking about this thing for so long and you have it all mapped out, but like it comes out of your mouth kind of all mapped out. That is what happened, and that was that day. That was the why to make the movie, and then why Wolverine I felt like was a separate thing, because we had to steer as far away from and respect Mangold's Logan, which we feel is a masterpiece, and you know, but instead of like, you know, resisting that as much, we also leaned into it,
which they saw. I mean, you've seen those first, so you see that we aren't ignoring Logan. We have a reverence for that film, and we're also going to play with those expectations. And I don't want to spoil it,
but it also allows, you know, and Hugh can probably speak to this more, but it allows Hugh to give the world a version of Wolverine that is different and exists in a sort of slightly different way. And I just personally got a front row seat to see this guy who's my closest friend in the world do a thing at a level that you just never get to experience. I mean, thank God I'm wearing a mask, because I just look like a moron under it with my eyes just like, you know, just in utter shock, watching his just clarity in that role, and such clarity, especially given the fact that it was different than the Wolverine we'd seen before, and it was really magical.
Thanks, man. Listen, I'm so protective of this character I've played for 24 years now. It'll be 25 this year, I guess. That I have to have a lot of trust in who I work with, and particularly playing Wolverine. And these two and the other writers had such care and reverence for the character. It felt as much as me. And so they gave me runway in this film. There's one monologue in there. I can't tell you the details of it. I say more words in that monologue than I said in an entire movie once as Wolverine. But there are sides of the character that I've been scratching at for 24 years and not been able to pull off, either because the story didn't fit it, or I couldn't pull it off, or the writing wasn't there, I'm not sure. But there is stuff in this movie where I was like, this is the thing I've been trying to get out, and I feel so excited about it. That's why I'm so excited, particularly for you in the front row. Particularly for you, but for Wolverine fans to see a side of him being played by me that we haven't seen before.
What does it mean for you to have people for which the movie means so much because you were their childhood icon as a comic book actor?
Thank you, Danke. I mean that. It does mean a lot to me. I don't take it lightly. And there was a question earlier about pressure and whether there's a particular pressure on this movie in regards to Marvel or anything. I can promise you no one puts more pressure on anyone on this stage than us ourselves. And I can say for me, Wolverine has been obviously the foundation of my film career. It's been the greatest privilege for me to play it. I never take it lightly. I give 150% every single time. And what has it been like? It's been a revelation. And maybe it's because of my age or where I'm at in my life, but having this opportunity, and particularly doing it with people that mean so much to me, that I respect so much, and the audience that I respect so much, I am so happy. And I'm really, really proud of this movie, and I can't wait for you to see it.
Wendy and Emma, it's so great to listen to the stories and see all of you sitting here together talking about, you know, bringing this movie to life. Emma, what was it like for you to see this friendship and relationship between the three of them from the inside, and Wendy, for you from the outside as a producer, what was it like? What was the atmosphere like? This is probably like a typical movie question, but this seems to be very special.
I think, yeah, you kind of just said it. It's a typical movie question, but it was a very untypical movie experience, because I think it's unusual that you really get a film where at the helm are three best friends, and everything in the world of filmmaking comes top down. Like, the people at the helm of the film really set the tone for the whole shoot and every minute of that shoot and your experience on it. So this was just incredible, because they're a bundle of laughs and a bundle of joy, and it was great every day. And I've also never felt so included or cared for. Like, I get it's a huge world to be entering into, and taking on a character when it's the first time this character's been played in the MCU, and my first time on a set of this scope. I'd never done anything like this before, and from the moment I joined, and it's just been incredible. And these guys are just, I can't speak highly enough of them. They're amazing. Yeah.
What about you, Wendy?
Yeah, and I would say, as Emma said, the tone of the set is set from the top down, and these three guys are just such wonderful gentlemen, but as Hugh said, 150% every day. It's truly inspirational. They inspire everyone to do their best work, and there's so much respect and care that they treat every member of the crew with, and a good idea can come from anywhere. And it's all about really including everyone into the process and making everyone feel like we're all in this together to make, the best film that we can.
But were there any moments while writing the script, while producing the movie, where you try to go the extra mile, to be extra, disturbing, or try to sneak anything in that didn't happen? Or
that's a good question. The R rating. I'm proud of the fact that we're not exploiting it. It genuinely is used to make the most authentic Wolverine and Deadpool film possible. There's never really a moment where you're like, let's just do this because it falls under this broad umbrella of a rated R film. But there was a couple things that maybe, we could have thought, yes.
Although I will say, is this not fair to say, the only thing that we were ever told from the beginning is Kevin and Marvel said, but how about no cocaine?
Yeah.
And literally the first joke we wrote on this movie is Wade telling the audience that Feige says no cocaine.
Yeah. And actually, I wrote that sequence with Blind Al as a marketing bit, not to be in the movie. And we were just there, and we were just like, well, let's just put it in the movie. It's great.
Kevin didn't say anything about press conferences and cocaine.
Nope. Yeah. Not
we
at all.
could go for
That's
hours.
on limit.
We'll go for hours.
Literally.
And I think that's really, you'd be shocked at how what great partners Marvel and Disney were. They understood what was going on. I think there's only one line. There is one line in the movie that I was asked to take out, and it took me 5 weeks.
Now you're going to spend the rest of the press tour being asked, what was that line?
My body's ready.
Okay.
I would like to know what's your favorite song in the movie, because I would have sing it to you, Hugh, when we were in the elevator.
Like a prayer. Hit me.
Yeah. This is the greatest show. Come on, little greatest show. One of the many reasons slight tangent, but we're on our time now. One of the reasons I love Hugh so much is that one of my favorite memories in the entire world is coming home to my apartment in New York City, and the door opens and I hear The Greatest Showman playing, and my kids love The Greatest Showman. They watch The Greatest Showman, and I walk around the corner and I see that my kids are actually singing and dancing and jumping on the couch, and then as I keep going, I realize that Hugh is in front of the TV, which is playing his movie. He's acting out all the parts for with my kids. They're all having this huge sing-along, and it was one of the most beautiful things I think I've ever seen in my entire life.
Until the kids started calling me Dad, and then it got weird.
Yes, that got a little weird. Betty, my 4-year-old, will wake me up in the middle of the night, and this is true too. And there's like a shadow on the ceiling in our bedroom, and she'll go, Dad, wake up. What? She's going, look. And there's these like 3 lines on the roof of the shadow. She goes, Wolverine scratches. He was here. I mean, obsessed with this man. Obsessed.
And I was there watching.
Yes, he was. Yes, not creepy at all. To answer your question, though, about favorite song, Like a Prayer, has been stuck in my head for 6 years, that exact sequence, although when I had originally conceived of it, it wasn't used in the exact same way that we're using it in this movie, but it was the exact shot, song.
They haven't seen the shot yet. Yeah. In fact, you haven't seen Like a Prayer in the movie. So that's a small spoiler, but you saw it in the trailer. Yeah. And now I guess you know something. So we did ruin some surprise today.
We would be assholes if we didn't put that in the movie. Like that song, use it in marketing like that. That's abuse. That would be abuse. I'm not going to mess with Madonna.
Were you looking for Hugh to sing here today? Is that
what was happening?
No, she wanted to sing to me.
Oh, you want to sing it to Hugh?
Bye, 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 bye.
Did you see how efficient she was, yet us?
We ruined it.
Blah, blah, blah.
Because men are inefficient.
Yes, right. Yes.
Question right here from the gentleman first row.
There we go.
Okay, here it is.
Made it.
Turn around.
Show the room.
Is it working? Hello?
Are
you hearing me? Hello.
I mean, you're 4 feet away, I figure.
Thank you. Well, I'm not a fan. I am, not my disguise, Cyclops. Scott Summers, of course. And I'm not a big fan of you, Wolverine. And of course not of you, Wade Wilson, Deadpool. Of course, you screwed me again. I'm not in the movie. Little spoiler. And the question is, what did they need to say to you, Logan, that yellow and blue, of course, is the real costume? And to you, Sean, Levy, what was the hardest thing, the writer's strike or to work with these two imbecile mutants?
I remember you now.
Yeah.
You're usually dressed like him.
Right.
I know who he is. Yeah.
Hello, Cyclops.
Hello.
Hello, Scott. So it was their idea, the red and blue. It was like one of the first things that it was, I think...
The yellow and blue.
What did I say? Red and blue. Sorry.
Red
the yellow and blue was...
We found out now that Hugh's colorblind.
Yes.
This is
Spoilers everywhere.
Never made it in the Air Force.
And I was like, let's try it. It had been floated before. It wasn't the first time. And there was a consensus for 24 years that it wasn't going to work. And I said, let's just try it. And it was weird. The moment I put it on, and the moment that Ryan and I walked out on set, him in the Deadpool, me in the yellow and blue, it was the moment I saw a jaded film crew turn into fans and I just knew it was going to work. In fact, now I can't even imagine not wearing it. In fact, if I could borrow those clothes, that'd be awesome later. You can keep I'm not sure what's happening with the shoes.
I don't know what's happening with the boots.
Which looks something.
All right, but the effort is fantastic.
Yeah,
it really is. It really is.
But yeah, I can't imagine ever doing it any other way ever again.
The guy that makes the suits is a guy named Russ Schenkel, and he really is he's just tireless. He's made the Deadpool. I think the Deadpool suit and certainly the Wolverine suit are the best suits in the entire comic book movie industry.
We should also credit Marvel because there is a whole department called Viz Dev, visual development, and they think about and toil over every detail of suit designs. Obviously, they've done it very successfully in many movies, and they were a huge partner in this too.
And I've got to mention Kevin Feige, because Kevin was the assistant to Lauren Sciulladonna on X-Men 1 in 1999. And we met then, and we've known each other ever since. But I don't think anyone was happier than Kevin Feige to see me in yellow and blue after 24 years. So I can't imagine what it was like for him on that first movie. He was probably screaming inside. So yeah.
Could you ever imagine to exchange the parts of Deadpool and Wolverine? Wouldn't it be funny?
Well,
I would not be as funny. That I can tell you.
Boy, would I fuck that up forever. You'd never be able to look at him the same. Yeah, that would be a mess. Hard no. Yeah, there.
I think it's a hard no. Yeah.
Yeah, no. I mean, he's also there's what is there? There's been 8 Supermans and 5 Batmans and 3 Johnny Storms and 2 Beasts, 3 Spideys. There's only been 1 Wolverine.
And only 1 Deadpool.
Well,
yeah.
Let's not rush to judgment for all the facts are in.
But that was really the
great
thrill.
George C. Scott.
I know I speak for Emma and Wendy and all of us who made this movie. When you are watching 2 actors who were born to play these roles, who bring these icons to life every day, when you get to go to work and watch that, that is a privilege of the highest order. And that was the experience making this movie.
Hugh is just one of the things I've never experienced on a movie before either is when we fight in the film and he's coming at you at Hugh Jackman speed. There's no part of you that understands that he's not going to punch your head right off your neck. Honestly, it's one of the most frightening things I've ever seen because the rage in his eyes is unlike anything else. And again, wonderful that I'm wearing the mask because I can hide a lot of that under there. But it really is, it should actually be a ride like Disneyland.
And now it can be.
Coming at you as fast as
and now
with claws. Yeah, it's a very terrifying.
Vielen herzlichen Dank für all die schönen Fragen. Thank you so much.